Hey guys, how you doing today? It's Suze with a Soul Unsung, and I'm here today to do a May semi-May wrap up slash Wreck Me June vlog. So I kind of decided to do a little bit of something different for the month of June as far as reading goes, because I like to mix it up a little bit here and there, and so I decided that I would take a few of my closest and closest friends, personal and blog wise, and ask them to rec me 3 books to read in the month of June, and I would choose at least 1 or 2 books from those 3 books that each of them rec to me, and then I would read them in June because I kind of wanted to do, I kind of wanted to vary things up a little bit and read, a little bit of everything or see what I could do. So I thought that might be fun. And of course, there's going to be a couple others that I'm going to try to read that I'm going to throw in there for myself that I really do want to read. One of them is from Nick Kelly, and I'm really, really super excited to read it because it won't be out for a few months now, I think. Let me see. I thought I had it written down. No, I don't. I don't think I have it written down when it's coming out. Oh, yes, I do. It won't be out until September of this year, so I am excited to read that, because, especially because it's LGBT, and so it's like, yes. Plus, it's set in the during the civil rights era, and I'm really excited to read that. So we'll get to that. So let me go ahead, since we're already 2 minutes into this video, and I didn't really want it to be quite that long, but I guess it's going to be. So I'm going to go ahead and get into this and tell you what I've read this month and what I plan to finish up the month reading. So the first thing that I read is The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. And yes, I gave this sucker 5 out of 5 stars. If I could give it 10 out of 10, I would, or 100 out of 100, I would. This is an amazing book. If you have not read this, read this. God, I ugly cried, but this is a beautiful, beautiful book. And even though it's a book about cancer and dying, it's kind of sort of really not about cancer and dying in a way. Well, it is, but it isn't. And I say that that's not the center of the book. The center of the book is living and loving and just enjoying the moment and the people that you're blessed to be with. So, the fault in our stars, fault in our lives, fault in our love. So, I mean, it's just a really great book, and I'm really excited to see the movie next month. I can't wait. I am going to treat myself and take myself to it. So, because I don't really have anyone that'll go with me, but that's okay. I'm not sad. I can do that. I'm a big girl. So, yes, this was an excellent, excellent book, and I suggest that if you have not read this, read this now. So, so then I love Carol Ann Williams. I really love her book, The Chosen. So I wanted to read another one by her. So I picked up her newest one from the library, and these are all books I checked out from the library. I picked up Haven, and I read this in one sitting, and I am kind of torn on this because while the concept of this story was interesting, the first 30% of this book was kind of slow, and it wasn't until the girl in this book meets up with Gideon, the guy. Oh God, what is her name? What is her name? Shiloh. Shiloh. Well, it isn't until Shiloh meets up with Gideon and really figures out things that's going on in this book that it starts finally picking up, and then you get to the end and it's like this massive cliffhanger, and you wonder if this is the only book that's going to be written, if it's going to be standalone, or if it's going to be like a duology with a second book. And with the way this ended, it kind of sort of makes me think that there might be a second book, and if there is, I'm kind of hella stoked, because this it will really pick. I'm hoping that it'll really, really, really pick up and take off more with the story, and there'll be like a rebellion of some description, and like a revolution or something to overcome what's going on in this book. And reading this kind of reminded me of the book Never Let Me Go, and I for the life of me cannot pronounce Ishigaro's last name because I think it's Japanese, and so all I know is by Never Let Me Go is by Ishigaro, and that last name I'm not even going to try to pronounce, but it kind of sort of reminded me of that book. This book, I'm going to give this a 3 stars. I'm going to give it a full 3 stars. I would give it a 3.5, but if it's going to be a standalone, it's not going to get the 3.5 because I want a sequel, because I want to know what happens next. And I want it to really take off and be fast-paced and lots of danger, and I just want to see what happens next, because this is such an interesting concept to me, and all the little typos in it just kind of frustrated me a bit, but that aside, it was a pretty good read. It was a pretty good read, and I'm not mad that I read it. I just want more. So, I am currently reading right now, which is another book I picked up from the library. I picked up 3 from the library because I'm doing this kind of challenge where I challenge myself to read more books from the library this year, a certain number. And so I'm trying to make good on that, just like a little personal thing. And I checked out The Winter's Curse by Marie Rotowski. I hope I pronounced her name right. That's going to be bad if I didn't, but this is such a gorgeous cover. Look at the deckled edges. Oh gosh, it's gorgeous. And look inside this book. God, guys, I just want you to see inside this book. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? That's gorgeous. I am probably going to be splurging on a physical copy of this for myself at some point, so I am not that far into it. I hope to read some more on it tonight. I'm really excited about this. Molly, one of my besties, has said so many great things about this book. She really enjoyed it. She was lucky enough to be one that got one of the arcs that they sent out for review. Okay, so on to the books that I'm going to be finishing out the month with, which was another rec from one of my besties, Angie at Disquietus Reads. I had said, okay, rec me a book to read after I finish these books. And she said, have you read Since You've Been Gone by Morgan Matson? And I said, no. I said, but I've been wanting to read it, and I have it, and it's on the Kindle, and so I'm going to be reading that one next after The Winter's Curse. So I will definitely be reading that, and if I have time this month, I am definitely going to stick. I'm definitely going to read Gone Girl. I'm going to try to make time for Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn, or Gillian. I think it's Gillian Flynn, I hope. I know that's going to be a movie sometime towards the end of this year, and that's been a book that's been raved about on YouTube and in the booktubers community on YouTube. There are several people that I follow there that has raved about that book and read it and said, if you haven't read it, read it because it's really good. And so I am going to try to sneak that in this month. Now, I said that June was going to be the Wreck Me month. Well, I have had some recommendations for that. Well, I'm going to get into the one that I have chosen for myself that I am so excited about, the one that's not going to be out until September of this year, and that is Lies We Tell Ourselves by Robin Talley. And thanks to NetGalley, I got approved for an eGalley of that book, and I am so excited. It was either eGalley or it was either NetGalley or oh gosh, the other one, Edelweiss. One of those two had it, and I can't be too sure what. I want to say I think it's NetGalley, but I don't think so. It may be Edelweiss, so don't quote me on that. So but for sure, I'm going to be reading that and reviewing that. I have picked that one out for myself. I have picked another one out for myself, and it's called Life by Committee by Corey Ann Padu. and it came out this month, and I have heard a few good things about that, and when I read the synopsis for it, I was totally sold on it, and I'm excited to read it, and it's got a gorgeous, bright, yellowish, orangish type cover, and it just looks like one of those books that you'd really enjoy reading around the beginning of the summer, and so I cannot wait to read that. So, okay, on to the Wreck Me June, which comes from my besties, my girls. They're always reading some amazing books. So I was like, hey guys, write me 3 books to read next month, and I'll pick some out. And so I have, and I'm so excited. So one of the first ones to pop up was Kay from Worn Down Glories at blogspot.com. Or no, at WordPress. I'm sorry, she's at WordPress. She's not at Blogspot. She's at WordPress. Worn Down Glories on WordPress.com. Okay. Go see her. Go check out her blog. Friend her on Twitter. She is just freaking phenomenal. I totally love Kay. She's amazing. So, and she's got amazing Rex too. And she loves new adult the way that I love new adult. And so she totally recommended All Lined Up by Cora Carmack. And so I can't wait to read that. And that's definitely going to be on this list. And she also read Everything Leads to You, which, funny enough, is one of the 3 books that I had picked out for myself that I was telling myself that I was going to read in June. So that kind of doubles as a rec, and we were thinking along the same brain span, so it's like awesome. And that too is another LGBT, and I am really excited about that. There's been more of that lately, and I think we need to have more stronger females and guys out there, point of views, and more stories for this because I just think it's amazing, and there needs to be more support for it. And so Jess was all, well, look, I want to get in on this too, and I'm going to recommend you a few books too. And so she recommended The Duff and Meant to Be. So The Duff is by Katie Keplinger, and we all know it's Designated Ugly Fat Friend. And I think I heard there might be a movie, rumblings of a movie that's going to be made based on that book. Well, I have to read that book before I see that movie or what goes on. But I've read one of Cody Keplinger's other books, and I kind of really enjoyed that. So, and this is the book that it seems like everybody between the blog sphere and the booktubers have been raving about, saying how great it is. And I've been meaning to read it for a while, and I haven't got around to it. And now I have the perfect reason to read it because it's Wreck Me June. So I'm going to read that. And I'm also going to read Meant to Be by, I think it's Lauren Miller or Lauren Morris. Oh my God, I'm not even going to try that. But I've read one of her books before, and I think this is going to be a really cute book. Molly at Once Upon a Prologue really enjoyed that book, and I know that Jessica Sankiewicz, who wrote If Only We, it really enjoyed that, and so and I know that Angie at Disquietus.com liked it, so I'm pretty sure I will because I enjoyed being Sloane Jacobs, and so I can't wait to read this one. And now we get to what Angie at Disquietus Reads recommended to me for this month, for the month of June. And she recommended House of Ivy and Sorrow, The Falconer, and The Art of Laney. Well, I don't know that I'm going to be able to read all 3 of those, but they're all 3 books that I want to read, and if I don't get to read them all 3 this month, I am definitely going to read House of Ivy and Sorrow, because I'm excited about that, and the synopsis has just kind of pulled me in, and it just seems like it's going to be a really great book, and I can't wait to read that. And Molly, like I said, from Once Upon a Prologue, who is also the author of As You Turn Away, her new adult novel. If you have not read that, you really need to head over to Barnes & Nobles, Amazon, BAM, which is Books A Million, or wherever you want to go, and pop that sucker in your cart and click purchase. Either do ebook or do physical copy, whatever you can do at the moment. That is a phenomenal book, and it's a great summary. You will love it. It's just a swim-worthy Southern romance. It's so much of that book. It's so many feels, and just really, guys, read that book. It's a really great book. And she recommended Right Before Sunrise and Unteachable. I don't have a copy of Unteachable, but I think I'm going to sort of look at Books A Million or a couple other places and see maybe if I can price it and get a good deal for it, and because I want a copy of that book because I want to read it. If I don't get to read it in June, I will try to have a copy so I can read it either in July or August. So we'll see on that level. So, what in the world did I'm trying to think of what. Oh, I'm going to also try to sneak in there the recommendation from Marie Landry, who is the phenomenal author of Blue Sky Days and Wait, Waiting for the Storm and After the Storm. And if you have not read those books, y'all need to read those now. Hit your Amazon, hit up your Barnes and Nobles, hit up whatever you gotta hit up. Get a copy of those books because they are phenomenal. Like Molly Moran's books are, my girl Marie's books are just as good. And she recommended me the book 16 Things 16 Things I Thought Were True. That's it. I'm sorry, brain freeze. But and it looks like it's going to be really good, and so I'm excited to read that. And I think that's going to wrap up my Rec Me in June. Rec Me June. If this works out really well and I'm able to read all of those books, and you guys have any ideas, it goes over well, and you guys have any ideas on anything that you think I might like, go ahead and rec me a book, two or three, in the comments below, or leave a Goodreads link to a few books that you think would I would really enjoy, and I may go ahead and do a Rec This August or Rec This July or a Rec Me August. You know, this might be a main feature, and I will pick out of all the suggestions. I'll pick 3 books to read, whatever that month is, and just we'll go from there. So, if you've read any of these books or shared any reviews on YouTube or via your book blog, leave that in the link below too, and I'll come check it out and leave a comment. Don't forget, like this, thumbs me up, and tell me what you think. I'll talk to you later, guys. Bye.